Welcome to TecoGuide, the only app designed to help you navigate your college and career journey in the quickest and most affordable way. This podcast is brought to you by EdTechity, dedicated to opening doors to higher education and career opportunities for all.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the TecoGuide podcast on our Ask a Counselor or Ask an Advisor series here again on the TecoGuide podcast. Today's episode is a great one for our students out there who are lacking a little bit more on some resources for you to succeed in your classes. But our guest today is Lead Academic Advisor Dallwyn Witton. Hey Dallwyn.
Hey Karina, hey everybody, how y'all doing? Once again, my name is Dallwyn Witton, pronouns are he, him. I actually currently serve as a lead academic advisor within the CSU system. So I'm happy to be part of this Ask a Counselor, Ask an Advisor series. And hopefully you'll find this information helpful.
Yeah, so let's jump right in. Like I mentioned earlier, this episode is going to be geared towards our students out there who don't really own or don't have access to a laptop or a tablet, some sort of computer that is reliable to use. So stay tuned for this episode if you are one of those students. But let's just jump right in. So if a student out there doesn't own a laptop, a tablet, a computer, or doesn't have one that is reliable to them, that it keeps dying, it's older, or it crashes all the time, are they able to get one on campus?
Yes, you should be able to get one on your campus. Now let's talk about this in the short term, as a short-term solution. Whether you're a community college student or you're currently a student in the four-year university system, whether that's the CSU or the UC, your institution should have a center where you could check out and borrow technology from that institution. For example, if you attend Woodland Community College, they offer library support. And so it's on a first come, first served basis for currently enrolled students. All you would need is just your photo ID and a copy of your current schedule. And so there are some things that you can borrow from them. You can borrow Chromebooks, laptops, iPads, webcams. They can help you get access to Wi-Fi via hotspots. They have mouses, they have video cameras, they have clickers. If you're going to be giving a PowerPoint presentation, they have those things that you can check out and borrow, as an example, if you were a student at Woodland Community College. Let's say if you go to San Francisco Bay University, and this is a private four-year institution, so they don't receive any federal student aid. So they don't require their students to fill out a FAFSA. However, if you have filled out a FAFSA, you can use your FAFSA generated student aid index to apply for need-based financial aid through that institution. And you can use that money to get yourself a laptop, an iPad, whatever you need technology-wise, so you can complete your program. As another example, if you go to Hartnell College, they offer laptops, projectors, VCRs, camcorders, PA systems, digital cameras, laptops, iPads. You may even be able to ask them about course materials like calculators if you don't have one. You can borrow those things if you are a currently enrolled student. They have these equipment requests forms that you must submit in order to gain access to those resources. So those are just three examples of, depending on what institution you go to, and you can always start with your academic counselor. Doesn't matter what community college you go to, or if you're currently a student in the UC or the CSU system, if you're from the state of California, you should be able to go to your academic advising center, your academic success center, and start asking those questions. How can I get access to the technology that I need? If you need it in the short term, you just need to borrow something, they can point you in the right direction. Or there may be scholarships just around technology, meaning if you are a student of a certain demographic, you may be able to qualify in that way. Or after a semester or a term, if you can show strong academic performance, you can use that as an opportunity to earn a scholarship. And you can use that money to get yourself the technology that you need. So there's some short term and then there's some long term things that you can do if you're entering or if you're currently a student, whether it's at a community college or a four-year institution, how you can get access to the technology that you need.
If you are part of those programs, reach out to your course coordinators or your program coordinators to see if they have those resources that you are eligible for.
100%. Don't be afraid to ask. You may be part of a special student program such as EOP or Trio Achievers. That can be another source of you to inquire about these resources if you need them.
I think a lot of the times for a lot of colleges, at least the colleges that I've looked into, if you are in some sort of STEM related program, there seems to be a lot more resources that are accessible to you if you need something like a laptop or a tablet, some sort of calculator, or like those little devices that they use for, I think, geometry. I don't know. It like looks like a little triangle.
A protractor.
Yes, a protractor. So I think, like I said, a lot of the colleges that I've looked into in terms of what kind of resources are out there, they seem to have those assistants for students who need them. Yes. I think one in particular was Woodland Community College, right? That they had something similar.
Yeah, it's their library support program. So if you just go to the Woodland Library, you can inquire about how can I check out a laptop? How can I check out an iPad? There should be an individual there that can help walk you through those steps.
Yes. So don't be like what Dallwyn said, don't be afraid to ask for help. A lot of the times we kind of get in our own heads as students that I've made it this far without any help, so I could make it another 4 more years without help. Well, yeah, but if you can ask for help and not have to suffer as much, then why would you let yourself suffer,
Yeah. And usually, like, depending on which program that you're in, they will let you know what kind of technology you need for that program. So let's say if you're an art and design major, the program might recommend certain types of computers that you will need for that major. If you're an engineer, you're going to be doing drafting and things like that. There's certain computer technology that will be better for you and for your program versus others. So it's important to take stock of what program you're in, what technology is needed for you to be successful within that program, and how does the institution provide support for students that don't have the financial means to get the technology that they need. Now, in some cases, that might mean taking out additional loans. And so you can pay for the technology that you need, and that's okay. I would try to exhaust any other means first. Can I check it out? How long can I reserve it for? And can I continue to do that until I get to a point where I can buy one on my own and not have to be in that situation of constantly borrowing and having to check it back in and then check it out again? So it's just about not being embarrassed. Some students are prideful and they just don't want to ask people to help them financially. And your institutions are there to help you in any way that they can. You may not always get the answer that you're looking for, but they can at least give you an answer or get you in front of somebody that can answer and can support you.
Definitely. So it's just a matter of being comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? If there's one thing that you're going to get from this whole series of asking a counselor or asking an advisor, is get comfortable with being uncomfortable for asking for help. That might be the first hurdle that you have to go to. The toughest hurdle that you'll have to go through is to ask for help.
Yeah. Comfort is a place where nothing grows. So you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And look, if your institution can't help you, if you're not one of those people that want to take out loans, I get that. Then you got to start thinking outside the box. Go on Facebook Marketplace and see if somebody's selling an old laptop for a couple bucks, and see if you can scrounge up some change and buy it for yourself. There's a multitude of ways you can go about trying to get the things that you need, but staying silent about it and then suffering in silence, that's like the worst thing you can do for yourself.
And if it's your pride that's holding you back from asking for help, then that's the worst thing you can do for yourself as well. And in terms of reaching outside of the campus, right? The campus is there to support you, but use or take advantage of the school sales, take advantage of your Costco deals. Go to Costco and buy yourself a laptop. It may not need to be a MacBook, but if it's something that'll get the job done and you can do your essays and do your assignments, then at the end of the day, that's what you need. Until you get your check.
Yep.
Oh.
No, my apologies. You can use your status as a student. And a lot of times that can get you discounts from Best Buy, from Costco, from Sam's Club. I think for Costco and Sam's Club, you have to pay for a membership there, but you don't have to pay for a membership at Best Buy or Walmart or something like that.
But as a student, you'll find ways to finesse. So if you know someone, your homie or your mom, your aunt has a Costco membership and they can get you that laptop at the Costco price, take advantage.
Yeah. And this is why it's so important for you to be open to getting to know people that you don't know and trying to develop relationships with at least your peers, and then work on developing relationships with your counselors, your advisors, your instructors. A lot of times your instructor is a great resource for course materials that you may need, but they may know of some more financially feasible ways of getting those materials. You may not always need to go to your bookstore and buy a brand new book at the most expensive price. You may be able to find a used one or maybe a PDF online. So it's just about communicating and being upfront with your situation. You just never know, how people are willing to help. So use your student status to help you get the things that you need so you can continue to move forward.
Well, thank you so much for all of your insightful information, Dallwyn, and all of your advice that you give to our students out there. And again, y'all, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in all of our social medias and we'll try our hardest to get to them. Again, this is something that we like to do here on the TecoGuide podcast, is to give you all just advice, tips, tricks on how to navigate the academia and how to navigate and kind of finesse a little bit your way through your college career. So again, thank you for coming or for being here with us, Dallwyn, and we'll see you all on our next episode.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for tuning into TecoGuide, the app focused on bringing you tools and content to help you make better decisions about school, life, and career. We hope this episode has inspired you to pursue and excel in your own educational and career journey. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share.